Hi, students. Good morning. Well, you might be watching this later in the day, but it's morning for me. Uh, it's just now turning 7 o'clock. I've been here for about a half hour. All right. So today in science, we're getting ready for the Chapter 6 test. That'll be on Friday. 34 questions, 5 points apiece. Multiple choice and matching. All right. Pretty much after you take today's practice quiz, you've seen 95% of the questions already. So if you're paying attention on those practice quizzes and doing your best and paying attention to the ones you had to guess on and didn't know, then those are the ones you should focus on finding the correct answers and make sure you know. All right. Also, the Learn Smart / Smart Book, they renamed it to Smart Book. That's due before you take the test. So when students come to class to take their test, I will run the report, and I'm looking for not accuracy but completion. So if you get 100% of it done, you get 100 out of 100. If you get 90% of it done, you get 90 out of 100. So you're going to decide what grade you're going to get on that by completing it. All right? I'm not looking at your accuracy, although I was looking at everybody's accuracy, but I'm not going to record it in Skyward. I was looking to see the accuracy, and it looks like really the questions where you're doing the fill in the blank, those are the ones that it's telling me kids are having difficulty with. And I don't think it's because you don't know the material. I think it's because you don't know whether to put dry or cold first. So if you put cold first and dry second, then it counted it wrong because it wanted dry first and cold second or something ridiculous like that. So I have been looking at them to see what the students are struggling with and what we need to make sure we go over. All right, so I'm going to play Kahoot today in class. So if you're not at school, I did push out the Kahoot in Google Classroom last week. You should look at that, the questions on the test. That's most of them, just like before. That's most of them. Also, Quizlet. Now there should be lessons 1, 2, and 3 in the folder in your class group that I asked you to join the first full week of school. I sent you an invitation to join that Quizlet class. So if you haven't done that, you need to do that, and then you have access to those specific Quizlets. I'm going to go ahead and attach the link to the Quizlet for lesson 3 to this Google Classroom post. All right. So do your bell ringer, page 215, question number 8. That's a data table, and I do want you to, it doesn't have to be a work of art. I do want you to create the data table and then the symbols and then fill them in. All right. I want you to do that correctly. I don't want you just to list what it was without me being able to know which one you're calling what. Make sense? All right. Then after you do your bell ringer, maybe look through the Quizlet for lesson 3 and make sure you know those terms and the tools. The tools are on that quiz, and they're on the test too, the tools like anemometer, barometer, psychrometer, thermometer, the tools that a meteorologist uses to measure the variables, the weather variables. All right, so then after you do the Quizlet, I would do the Quizlet before you take the actual quiz. Go into your online textbook and go down to homework, and you'll find the Chapter 6, Lesson 3 practice quiz. It's going to be a practice quiz. Formative. The word formative means it's for information. It is not for a score. So it's not going to be posted in Skyward. It's a practice. All right? You need to do it, though, because those questions you'll see again on Friday. All right. When you get that done, after they get that done, After they get the practice quiz done, then we're going to play Kahoot in class. If there's any time left after Kahoot, they're going to have time to work on their Learn Smart / Smart Book. Remember, that's due Friday. The ones that are already done with it, it looks like total time to finish is around 55 minutes. The average is around 55 minutes total time. And already in class, most of you've had easily 40 minutes of class time. If you've been here Friday and Tuesday, you've had close to 40 minutes of class time. So there's really no reason not to get it done. All right. The book says the average time, I want to say, was an hour and 18 minutes or something, is what they anticipated students would need, is an hour and 18 minutes total. And you've had a week, you've known about it since last Friday. So by the time it's due, you will have had a week. So don't procrastinate. Get yourself in a bind. All right. All right. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Homework, page 219, 1 through 21. That is a chapter review page, and I do require that you draw the diagram on there, because that diagram is a concept map, and it connects the ideas with what they're supposed to be connected to, and I want you to see that and work with that and make connections to that before we take a test. So you have to do the drawing in order to get the points, those points for the drawing part. So you have to draw that concept map. The directions for it say to draw it. With that in mind, let me pull it up here. The actual directions for the bottom part of page 219 for questions 9 through 21, it says copy this concept map and then use vocabulary terms from the previous page. So you're only using terms. If you think a term fills in one of those blanks, but it's not on page 218, then it's not one of the answers. It has to be in that list of vocabulary on page 218. It has to be in one of those. There's a list for each lesson. You have to use one of those terms for each of the blanks, and nothing is used more than once. All right. The 1 through 8, you may just fill in the blank. You may just write the answer for 1 through 8. But 9 through 21, you have to draw that concept map. You have to put those terms in there, like it says forecasting tools and reports, and then it says computer models, and then 9 blank, 10 blank. You have to show everything on that concept map. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. Okay? All right, if you want those points, you have to show it all. All right. Have a good day.